My next upload this evening is for the attention of women's groups and women's rights agencies with regard to the survivors of sexual assault and revenge porn. So, as I've mentioned, I have become a recovery advocate for women that have experienced similar circumstances as mine in Tralee, County Kerry, that occurred between 2003 and 2005 as a consequence of the assaults I experienced between 2003 and 2005. There were women, ladies, professionals in this lovely community that publicised and exploited monetarily the revenge porn that took place. So this is an awful awkward issue. It's not a comfortable issue, especially when you're a married mom. But these individuals have caused problems yet again. Now, the issue of revenge porn is quite dangerous enough, especially when it caused professional and economic and reputational damages in 2006. But for the same people to cause further problems, more serious problems, again, when I became a married mother, is even more dangerous. So this is for the attention of women's rights agencies and women in similar circumstances and any dignified, self-respecting woman, really, basically. So the circumstances I'm experiencing at the moment highlight the distortions that are at play. And it's really interesting that the very same people that caused the problems over a decade ago and that caused the problems again when I gave birth are still prepared to cause more problems. So I find it really fascinating that there's a distortion of facts attempted in this situation. As I've mentioned, there's RTB violations occurring in this building. There's also whistleblower protection violations occurring in this building. And there have been many circumstances that I have awaited the acknowledgement and due process for these offences to be addressed without any acknowledgement at all. So this is really serious when a free hand is given to liabilities that like to twist the truth and change the tale and try to evade and avoid and dodge the consequences of their actions that they seem to be making bigger problems with regard to their bad choices. So anyway, the facts of the matter are that at the moment, while still waiting for RTB violations to be addressed and while still waiting for medical negligence to be addressed and the companies that damaged my bodily integrity, while repairing and addressing their damages one day at a time, as they say, in a sane and sober manner, the insanity of these liabilities in this society continues. So this is all to do with fraud, and fraud is not tolerable, neither are human rights abuses. And these individuals that are being very disrespectful to the justice system, they're being very disrespectful to the justice system and very disrespectful to women's rights and children. My child, if, for instance, he shouldn't have ever have been separated from me, and that there was no legal process when he was separated from me is very dangerous. So these are the circumstances that are not being addressed, and those kind of things aren't so easily ignored when there's been so much exploitation, so much defamation, and so many violations. So the point of the matter is, these people continuously facilitated with their fallacies really endangered society. And I'm really astonished that any honourable government would pay any heed or give any credence to these people that are playing and begging and whining and dodging the consequences of their bad actions, behaviours and thoughts. They are liable, and they have been liabilities for a long time and have caused trouble to my child. They are not welcome on my farm holdings of my marriage and ancestry. The people that have damaged and stolen from my child and I are not welcome on my farm holdings. And they are trespassing in Ardfart and Kilflane while violating whistleblower protection laws in this proximity. So this is a very dangerous situation that I'm surprised the Department of Justice would be ignoring with all the problems that they've caused even just in the past 3 years. On that note, those twisting the tales and distorting the facts and creating another falsehood and fallacy causing exacerbating and retaliatory offences against a mother who's still waiting for ombudsman since 2017, and those nonsensically publicising matters since 2016 and 2017 and that are of bad business, etc., and of very serious offences since Revenge Porn 2006. I hope everyone is aware, for women's sake and for future women's sake, these kind of liabilities deciding to intrude upon Maria McElligott and claim to be of Fernandez while stealing from my child and I, our home and our family. So there's a big, huge contradiction, and especially when it comes to clean living and good practices and good procedures are not tolerating fraud and falsehoods. So it takes courage to be able to endeavour the honest trek to confront the frauds that are causing problems. And I know the Child and Family Agency doesn't want to confront the problems that my child experienced, but I'm the lawful mother of my child. I know the medical council and the doctors that were medically negligent don't want to admit their failings and don't want to repair the damages they caused me or my son in 2016. I know the Mental Health Commission is aware of mental health practitioners that did not fulfil their duties, and I'm aware of teachers in this community that are guilty of slander since 2006 and claim to be of good deeds in society when taking credit for my work as a recovery advocate and humanitarian. So this is all very interesting. My work has had an impact on legislation and people's recovery path. So it's all very interesting how people try to twist and distort the facts. Some people have had no respect for confidentiality. This is another issue. Violating people's privacy, that's bad. But discussing people without their consent or without their inclusion, that's very serious. So I would appreciate the Fellowship of Recovery realising the insanity of the circumstances I'm confronted with. These people that have been causing problems in this community for the past 15 years are still causing problems. And as a woman of strength, courage, serenity and wisdom, I find this all very questionable. And as a teacher of a clean track record, I'm concerned about the example being set in society. And as a married mother of property, I hope the Department of Justice is aware of who is not welcome on Ardfart and Kilflane McElligott farm holdings as of 2015. And in the meantime, there are impact statements and an ombudsman procedure that are not avoidable. So I hope the European Court of Human Rights is still up to date on how bad things are in Tralee County Kerry when human rights abuses are occurring and when a child is unlawfully withheld from his mother. It's very dangerous, the circumstances they've caused. And on that note, I hope I won't have to upload again for the rest of the evening with regard to the disturbances of the peace and the discomfort that's been caused by people violating whistleblower protection laws, etc.